Call to order the Plainfield Park District Township special meeting for today is the November 30th, 2013, 10 a.m. Will you give me?
Sure.
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Here. Do we have a motion to approve today's agenda?
I would support the motion.
Do we have a second?
I'll second.
Roll call, please.
Blumen?
Yes.
Newton?
Yes.
Pulaski?
Yes.
Furtado?
Yes.
Motion carries.
This time we want to take the public comments. Anybody who would like to address the board of commissioners, you can come and speak to us. Anybody else? No? All right. We don't have any public comments. We're going to move to the action items. The action item for today is a second motion to approve employee health insurance. We have Blaine Kenny from the insurance. You want to address the board? Can you give us a presentation for
Sure.
health insurance?
Come up there or over here? Okay.
Just give us the highlights of the insurance.
Sure. So basically, there are currently 3 plans for the employees. There is a traditional PPO plan, a traditional HSA, Health Savings Account plan, and an HMO plan. And the current carrier is Blue Cross Blue Shield. And what I'm basically presenting, if you switch everything to United Healthcare, all the plans are at least the same benefits or better. The annual savings would be just over $107,000.
Commissioner Bloom, any other questions?
I had a question. We had, back in May of 2012, the insurance committee had made a determination that there wouldn't be any changes in the employees' health plans unless 2 parameters were met, and one of them was a 0% increase or a decrease in the property tax extension from the previous year's extension, and then if there was a 25% or more increase in premium, which we did meet that one, but I don't believe we met the first one exactly.
Right.
So based on that, I'm not sure we should be switching plans at this point.
We're not switching plans. Well, we're looking at 2 different carriers, Blue Cross Blue Shield and United Healthcare. Basically, the plans are the same.
But it's a different company, so that will affect employees, like if their doctor's not in this plan versus the other one.
Can you address percentage-wise how many of our employees will be affected by changes, plans?
Sure.
By doctors-wise?
In terms of hospitals, all of the hospitals in this area are covered on both plans. United Healthcare actually has a few additional hospitals that Blue Cross doesn't. There are some hospitals on the HMO plan that, and I have a sheet I can pass around, you can take a look at it. There are some hospitals on the HMO plan that United Healthcare has that Blue Cross doesn't, and vice versa. The ones that are not in the HMO plan, that are not in the United Healthcare plan, that are in the Blue Cross plan, are up north. They're Glenview, Highland Park, Skokie, and I think there's 2 others. I do have, if you want to take a look at it, I can give you. In terms of actual doctors, percentage-wise, it's a very low percentage. I can't tell you the exact amount, but there is a chance that someone's individual doctor is in Blue Cross and not in United Healthcare, and vice versa. Majority of the doctors that are in one are in the other that participate, but there could be, but it's a small percentage.
Yeah, I think I believe what you're referring to the resolution that we had, that was insurance committee recommendation was based on the employees' participation in the program. I believe I was asking for the employees to pay a portion of the insurance health care coverage, and I think that's what the recommendation was, that not to increase, not to have the employees pay for any participation in the program. I think that's what you're afraid, not so much about afraid about the health insurance carriers.
Sorry. Well, that was part of it. The deductible payment was gonna drop to $1,500 for family and $750 for single. And then the HRA people would pay $10 a pay period towards their premium. Those were the parameters.
Part of the, sorry.
Go ahead.
Part of the problem is especially with the Obamacare and the insurance companies being such a flux, that we provided in the current budget for a 20% increase for insurance. However, we didn't expect insurance costs to go up 29%. So that left us with the 9% that we were going to have to cover, whether through contingency fund or whatever. Now, one of the things is there's a $107,000 savings on this. So that 9% could be covered through that, so that we do not, what the Park District provides, basically, you know, the deductible reimbursement, which the Park District does make for, say, $900 for single and $2,000 for families. What they do on here, we won't touch that at all. That deductible, that what we put towards that to help our employees will not be touched, and that's we can do it that way, because we'll have that extra $107,000, so we can dig into that for that 9%. And that's the way we do it. Otherwise, we've got to find a way to come up with that 9%, which is not included in the budget, just because of, this is an unusual year, just because we did not know where we were going to be at. And so it's kind of puts us outside of the parameters of the ordinary guidelines of we will do A, B, or C. But we didn't know.
So basically, let me come to. So what you're saying is you want to go, the recommendation is for the Park District to for $900 to $500.
But I don't want to do that. I want to
Okay,
keep
that's
it-
why you made.
That is correct.
That's what you made.
I don't-
You don't want to change what it has been done in the past, just keep it the same, that's what we can save the $107,000, that's what you're saying?
That is correct.
Okay, I just wanted to make sure that we understand, because it's a little confusing.
I'm sorry.
All right,
This, because that is what it's supposed to be, but I don't want it to be. I do not want any change in what we help our employees out with. Times are pretty tough right now. They are for everybody. As long as we can preserve that, then I have no problem going ahead with this one.
There is a question I have, because it does say in the memo that the district will not be reimbursing deductibles as they have in the past.
well,
It is-
I'm sorry.
No.
That's what you just
I
said.
know, but it is different, because in the past, we reimbursed $3,000 for family and $1,500 for single, according to what we were doing in 2012. Did that change?
That's the way we had been doing this last year. That was
Because now you're
the
talking.
$900 and $2,000. $900 over to the PPO things.
Because now you're saying it'll be $500 for single,
Well,
which is
that's what you-
$1,000.
Now, what you said is you want to keep it the
No, I
same
keep
as
it.
before, as we have in the past,
Yeah.
whatever that is.
No, it's $1,500 for single.
No, the deductible's $1,500 for singles, we would get reimbursed $900 for the
Okay.
The reimbursement, I want to keep the reimbursement the same as it was
That's what I wanted to
before.
make sure, okay.
That's what I'm, in other words, I will vote for this if we keep the reimbursement the same. Which means that this, you know, whatever funding we need, we can take out that $107,000 savings, you know. I'm happy with that, I'm content with that.
We had a separate sheet there for the prescription drug coverage. That's an insert in there. How is that figured into the overall cost? And is that an apples to apples with Blue Cross with the prescription drug coverage?
Sure. Your current Blue Cross, and do you have a copy of that with you? Your current Blue Cross prescriptions are I believe it's $10.
It's 2046.
It goes towards our deductible, once we hit the $1,500 on the 20% of the medication.
Oh, 20%.
You're talking about the HSAs? Well,
There's two different plans. There's three different plans, right?
there are three different plans.
On the HMO is with 10, 20, 40 or something?
10, 40, 60.
Oh, 10, 40, 60.
Depending if you're in or out, if you go 20, 80, 120, that's your current plan.
Okay.
Um,
On the HSA,
On your HSA, you have, your deductible, it's your deductible first.
and that's what you say, 20% of the cost.
Your deductible and 20%.
Yeah, deductible plus 20%. Okay.
And on the United Healthcare plan, you have the way to decide it. So it's going to be, if you do mail order, it's 25, you get 3 months supply, 87.50 for tier 2 or 150. But if you just go to a retail pharmacy, it's $10, $35 for tier 2 and $60 for tier 3. So you don't have to hit that deductible first.
So were the Blue Cross and UHC the only two that were considered?
When we look at Aetna, Humana, Blue Cross Blue Shield, and United. Those are the three. And out of all of those, Blue Cross and United Healthcare have the largest market share in the Chicago market. United Healthcare is the largest in the nation. Blue Cross is, as you know, very, very substantial.
The other question is about the, not about the plan necessarily, but we have a new broker.
Yes, we have a new program. That's here's the new.
How was he selected?
He selected, he was soliciting, I think it's, you called the office a couple times last year or something? If I'm not correct.
Or, yeah, yes, so.
And he came up with some numbers.
So how was DCAS selected?
DPS didn't have the same, he still was a little bit higher than it was supposed to be. So we're looking to shop for who has the best plans, and DPS did not go outside of the Blue Cross.
Make that decision.
That was done by the executive director.
Does this new broker do
Excuse me,
any,
ma'am, please, no.
I just said something that I'm sorry.
I'm sorry.
does the broker do other business with the district in addition to the healthcare? Does he do additional business in addition to healthcare? Workman's comp?
No, I don't think we're going to do that. Any, commission?
Is Dean Cass still going to represent Aflac and all of those other benefits that he always has in place?
I have no idea right now, I don't have, doesn't matter what decision, you have executive direction decision, so. Yes.
Should be a board decision.
Excuse me, ma'am.
Ma'am,
Don't interrupt, please.
have a seat, please. No name, stand manager, please have a seat.
I put that back, I understand, but
Yes.
okay, I can bring a doctor's note if you'd like.
Okay, do you have any questions?
No, I've been through all of this. And, I guess, I had been to the park district and I talked with various employees, because I wanted to get a good feeling. And you want to know, make sure that the majority of these people are going to be covered by the same doctor doctors and so forth, and the doctors were included here.
Well, that's pretty.
And
it's
Doug
nice
was,
that-
Doug was one of the people, he was, looked into that, and we talked with other employees, and, that was one of my main concerns.
It's really nice that you get to talk to the employees, because they are all told me they're under order, that they can't talk to me. Per memo from the executive director. So
I
that's
guess I
really
stopped
nice.
over to say happy holidays, and
I used to be able to do that kind of stuff. I'm no longer welcome.
I'm sorry that you feel like you're no longer
Well,
welcome.
There's a memo that says she's not welcome.
Excuse me, ma'am.
There is a
This
memo
is-
that tells
please.
the employees they
Mrs.
can't talk to
Kelly,
me
you
or my
understand,
spouse.
you're being part of the board.
I'm sorry, I'm sorry.
Mrs. Kelly, one more outdoors, and we ask you to leave.
And you know, I prefer you not badger our public.
No, but
If
I
somebody
just,
wants to stand, they can stand. They don't need to vote. They don't need to be told what to do.
yes,
They're here
let me
to observe.
that, no, we have a public comments, that's what the portion that they can talk and they can say whatever they need to say. However, while conducting our business meeting,
That's
we appreciate that we're not being interrupted by members of the public, so we can get this thing done as soon as possible. You understand that, right? Thank you.
But I think.
Commissioner Stanton, you think please?
Whatever's been going on, like I said, I agree upon that. When I first walked in as commissioner, in regards to looking at good deals, better deals for benefit for taxpayers, and what's been presented so far, I think we're going through the right direction in regards to matters. So I'm just here to listen to everybody else's comments.
All right,
So we don't know going forward if we go with this plan, what's going to happen to Aflac. Do you represent Aflac as well?
I do, but I don't currently for Plainfield Park.
all right, any additional comments or questions? No? All
I
right.
just want to make a
Yes.
little comment is that if we had had more time so that the executive director could set up a thing for the employees, that would be great, but unfortunately, because of the Obamacare, we've got a December 1st deadline, and that's why we're here today. Otherwise, everything gets thrown into that. So we've got to connect and make our decision today so that this can be done and we can hook up with the appropriate health care. And we cannot continue to go along with Blue Cross Blue Shield unless we're willing to go into contingency funds just to pay that extra 1%, which we don't have covered in the budget.
All right, any additional comments? Additional comments? No? All right, roll call, please.
Oh,
The motion is to, we already did the motion before, it's a second to motion to approve the waive health insurance with the health insurance.
That's what coverage levels or what reimbursement levels.
All right, so we're going to take a motion to approve the employee health insurance with United Healthcare with the modification that Commissioner Salowski made to not to change the reimbursement to stay as we had before, which is $900
So that's an
first.
amendment to the motion.
Yeah, all right, so we need the motion.
I would like to make that motion, that we make an amendment to this, that we do not change the reimbursement to the deductible for our employees. Do I have a second?
Do I have a second?
I'll make the second.
So let's make clear. So the deductible
Will
stays $900 for,
for single and 2,000.
no, it's not for deductible,
It's our reimbursement.
Partial reimbursement to stay $900 for the single and
2,000.
$2,000 for the family, right?
That
Is
is
that
correct.
correct?
Yes, it is.
You don't make payments.
Okay, so
No, it
that's.
stays the same, just like you said before. So everything basically stays the same, except instead of being Blue Cross Blue Shield, it's going to be United Healthcare. Okay, that's, so, all right.
Well, I've got a question for you. This is still open for comments, isn't it? Sorry, we're closed. Because, like I said, being generous with the taxpayers' money in regards to us providing full healthcare services out of pocket at the Park District. In regards to now including deductibles being paid, which is gracious of us commissioners, for the past of $900, reducing it down to $500. And still, money's coming out of taxpayers and being graciously given to employees where other companies do not even do that at all. So keep in mind, we have a budget to run a Plainfield Park District. We have facilities that costs are going up. In regards to this generosity that you want to give to the employees, which is fine. Like I said, even giving out even $100 towards a deductible is being very gracious from the taxpayers.
Well, you can blame me for that.
What I'm just saying is that
I think this
in the
is
past,
how we
like I said, no other company, no other healthcare,
That's fine, but let me explain to you the history. This is something.
well,
that
history or not, there's no other company. I'm still have the floor, I'll let you respond, please.
One at a time, okay, one at a time, all right.
Excuse me, sir, I know you hate the history of the Park District, but it helps to make sense of the current practice. We used to always do that because traditionally our employees were some of the lowest paid per surrounding park districts. This was a little perk to help keep them here and retain our talent. We had parameters in place that should costs get out of control, those perks were going to decrease and eventually be phased out. So I'm just letting you know that's the history here. It's not just some free giveaway. Yes, it's generous, but there were parameters in place per the insurance committee that was before you got on this board that put those in place. So just so you're aware of that.
But, ma'am, as you were saying, in regards to what's past, you can't continue on living in the past.
It's a board policy.
Yeah, it's not a policy, it's conducting business as supposed to be conducted and moving on to the future. Quote me the policy that you just said, where is it not stated?
It was voted on May 9th, 2012. Motion carried.
That's in the past. Now we have a new motion in regards to making changes.
Well-
So that policy is no done.
Commissioner.
Now it's open to the new floor to progress forward with a new policy.
I would like to make a comment at this
Yes,
time.
yes.
I believe at this time, you would take it any way they wanted to, but the situation being as it is, yes, it is a cost. But I believe that what Commissioner Woodman, I believe that Commissioner Woodman will be working on this and keeping this in here at this present, what we do for the employees. Would that be correct, Commissioner Woodman?
It was all based on costs and finances.
And I think that with things being as they are, the situation, that if we can do this for our employees, I am for this. And I will support this as long as we can keep this in there. I understand, but I agree with this, and I think this is the right way to go. And that is why I put forth this motion. We keep the reimbursement at the exact same as it was before. Now, do we have a motion?
Yeah, we have a motion, we already have a second.
We did that.
Yeah, and I kind of went back and forth. All right, so let's do a roll call, please.
Okay, Steins.
Nay.
Goodman.
No.
Newton.
Yes.
Solosky.
Yes.
Hurtado.
Yes.
Motion carries.
All right, we have a motion to adjourn. Have a second. Oh, roll call?
Steins.
Nay.
Goodman.
Yes.
Newton.
Yes.
Solosky.